Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today I have the Leatherman Free T4, and as usual we're gonna analyze the look, the sound and the feel of this guy. But first of all, let's just do a quick size comparison. This is up against the Wave Plus, and here you have big brother like the Leatherman Surge right over here. Very big boy, this one. Up against another couple of options, this is like your PM3 and close position. This is the PM2, so you can see how small this guy is, and this is up against the Leatherman Free P2. So there you have it. Let's start analyzing the look of this guy. This is the Leatherman Free series, which is the latest iteration of their multi-tool, and designed in Portland, Oregon, US. It's visually pretty nice. I mean, it's shiny, it's nice, it's there's like these materials involved. It has a good look. It reminds me like of a pretty thick pack of chewing gum kind of thing, because you have these lines, nice curves over here. You see like specular, and these two straight lines basically over here. It's quite symmetric, not 100%, because on this side you have the blade, so it's protruding like this to give you like a tactile feeling, so you're gonna know where the blade is. All right, so even if you're not looking, that this side is sticking out. There you have it. That's gonna be your blade, and you just are gonna deploy it like this. So very interesting pattern they included, in all the Free series. You see, like for example, in the P series, same pattern, and they have these dots, and almost like randomly placed these lines. And if you see carefully, like around the logo, the dots are smaller. Look at that. That's a nice detail. They put some attention to this one. Like the finish, you see it's like satin shiny for this area here, and it's matte all around, this raised scale over here. Nice detail. You have this plastic side, like it's like a plastic core, I would say, and which it's pretty well designed overall, because they're packing 12 tools in a pretty confined space. So they had to go with this material to contain the weight. Otherwise, it would have been like too heavy, of course. You have like these tools that can be deployed by pushing down these tabs over here. So basically, you just push down, and you have on this side like two tools coming up. All right, so the blade, it's not coming up, you see, which is a pretty clever design, which means if you want to deploy the blade, you have to use the thumb hole. All right, if you need like the file or the pry tool, or the package opener, you're just gonna have to just push over here, and you're gonna break the detent, which is created by a magnet on the inside. See, very clever design. Overall, there's on the other side, actually, if you push, you're gonna raise the three of them, so you're gonna be able to choose either of those, and by just raising them up all at the same time. So a little bit different one side from the other. There is a little bit of chamfering going on. So the outer side, the outer edge over here, it's chamfered, so it's rounded off. But if you check, for example, on the inside over here, there is no chamfering. So it's not sharp, but it's not as rounded off as the external. Then you have, like on both sides, like your lock release thumb switch, let's say, which is on this side over here and on this side over here. So there's two mechanisms, and that's why this area here, it looks like empty, wasted. as well as this area here, but actually it's, you know, it's done to hold and keep in place the locking mechanism. You have, you know, protruding screw size over here. There's steel, and you know, on this side you have a pretty nice deep carry pocket clip. Look at this. Your pocket is gonna reach up to here, and it's made of steel. It's polished, and it has like a lanyard hole, you see, built in the pocket clip. So another clever design. You know, they needed to optimize the space. They couldn't drill a hole, you know, to get your lanyard hole going. So very interesting. This is not a tip-up pocket clip. In fact, you see, it's just tip down right here. It's not ambidextrous. You cannot place it on the other side, but you can remove it if you want. If you don't want the pocket clip. What else we can say? Let's check out the blade. All right. So blade is, you know, it's like a 2.2 inch blade and 5.6 centimeters. All right. So overall, you know, this knife, like this multi-tool closed, is like 3.6 inches and 9.3 or 9.3 centimeters. So it's a very compact package. So in like 3.6 inches overall length, they're packing a 2.2 inch blade. So as you can see, the handle blade ratio, it's not optimal. I mean, blade is kind of small for a big bulky handle like this, but again, it's not just a knife. So this is holding another 11 tools on the inside, so they had to go with this this kind of ratio. The blade actually, it's not bad, guys. It's a little you know, like drop point kind of sheep's foot blade, and it's, you know, the stock thickness, it's all right. I mean, to be like in this is like, I mean, what, like not keychain size, but very small tool. So it's very reasonable, the stock thickness they picked for this one. The steel is 420 HC. HC means it's high carbon steel, and you see that the grind is hollow. So I really appreciate the hollow grind, because it's going to give you, you know, a little bit more slicing capabilities to your blade. So very nice kind of grind over here. You have, you know, a nice belly and also like a nice flat edge. So, you know, you can do some nice work done with this guy. If you check carefully, right over here, you have like a sharpening choil, which is a beautiful thing when you know, need to bring life back to this blade. You know where to start or to stop sharpening. There's no finger choil because, you know, there's not really actual any space. And you can see the plunge grind, this line over here, it's like perpendicular to the edge of the blade. So interesting choice. You have, you know, overall a pretty good edge symmetry and grind symmetry, because this is like machined, and you know, it's pretty precise on both sides. I mean, there's no jimping on the blade, so you're not gonna have like you know, that much of a traction over here. But you know, there's no thumb ramp. Actually, the blade, you see, sits on a lower level. You know, it's not like up here. So, you know, you're gonna have to, if you wanna, you know, use like a more advanced position, do something like this, or you're just gonna just keep your thumb over here. The spine, it's a little bit crowned. You see, it's not like completely sharp, but there's some crowning going on over here. Not really a swedge, and just a little bit of billboarding, you know, on this side. This side is sterile, so pretty good. And they even chamfered a little bit the thumb hole to deploy the blade and to, you know, reduce your thumb fatigue or soreness. So yeah, very interesting. Let's analyze the sound, because it's very interesting. So this one, when you open the blade, for example, you have this noise over here, which is, it's a nice, you know, muffled and kind of mellow click, right? It's soft. So the blade is producing a nice sound. And when you close the blade, it's louder. You see, it's the magnet over here, it's attracting the blade and it's causing this, snappy cluck to be louder than this click over here. So very, very interesting sound. If you consider the other tools on this side, they're a little bit different. So they're not as attracted to the body as the blade is. Therefore, it's producing a quieter sound. On the other side, when you open the screwdriver, the owl, and the scissors, it's very, very quiet. Even when you close the three of them, it's pretty quiet. If you close them one at a time, let's say the screwdriver, it's almost inaudible. So very, very quiet tool to deploy and very, very stealthy usage for this one. Let's analyze a little bit of the feeling when you hold and when you use this multi-tool, because it's it's interesting. This is like something you are likely to use when you work. So, for example, you want to know that this is weighing in at 4.3 ounces or like 122 grams. So, not really the lightest of them all, but it gives like a nice feeling, like has a solid heft to it, which I appreciate that. So, let's see if you have any hot spots, for example, when you use the main blade. So if you squeeze this one, you're gonna have a little bit of, you see, like protruding pocket clip over here. Like it's gonna be a little bit in the way. So you can just remove it and gain a little bit more uniform grip, or you can just live with that. So, and this is from this side. So of course, these tools are gonna have the same ergos, right? Of the blade. For example, this is package opener or like pry tool or like medium flathead screwdriver. You're gonna operate like this. So basically the grip, it's gonna be the same. All right, so then, for example, you're gonna have your file, metal and wood file, which, again, you're gonna keep the same grip when you're gonna use this one. By the way, there's also like the flathead, it's like a bevel kind of thing going on. So this is like also like a small screwdriver in there. So 3 tools over here. If you turn it on the other side, you're gonna have Phillips screwdriver, bottle opener, again like this or like this. So when you use the bottle opener, you're gonna have your cap like here. So you're gonna use the palm of your hand up against the back of the tool. So this side, you see, you're gonna have this tabs protruding, which are gonna dig in a little bit in your hand. So not a huge deal, because I mean you're opening a bottle, so you're not like putting too much pressure in it. Same thing goes for the owl over here, and very, very tiny flathead screwdriver over here. Same thing. This is pretty comfortable actually, and for this kind of tool. And lastly, you have of course your scissors, which are spring loaded. Nice springy action, so it's gonna be super easy and straightforward to use. So handle like this, and the grip, it's pretty good. So yeah, nothing to say about that. You have you can even do something like a reverse grip, but I wouldn't advise, because it's not really like comfortable to do and not really safe, because the handle, it's kind of small. There's not really like a way to choke up unless you just put it like in this advanced position and to do some more precision work. There's not really like a finger groove over here to give you that extra grip. But anyways, this tool, it's like aimed to light tasks at the end of the day. So you're not going to be, I don't see myself batoning with this tool over here. Overall, the texture is it's nice. It has a nice feel to it. It feels quality, but at the same time, it's like kind kind of like slippery smooth because of this, you know, texture finish over here. So not the grippiest of them all. But the fit and finish is pretty nice considering the price, guys. It's well done. I mean, over here, these are almost at the same height. So very, very nice job. There's a little bit of a like lip, like over here, like a step. But on this side, also, it's very, very flush. I really appreciate, you know, this this precision over here. I don't really see any gaps, you know, between these, let's say, liners and the scale over here. So pretty well put together, you know. Also like it feels pretty robust. There's just this slight, like if you just move it, like you can feel a little bit of blade play, but nothing too crazy. It's, you know, it's well designed. I mean, even the pocket clip has a nice clip ramp. You know, it's pretty springy. It's well designed. You see, like the angle which goes down, it's gonna affect like how it's gonna go in and out of your pocket. So I think it's a pretty good overall design. Also, like from a design point of view, they like crammed in even a set of tweezers. You see, they are easily missable because they are hidden like in this side of the tool, and you have just to, you know, put your finger like that, push it down, and just slide them out. So they're hidden. It can be, you know, easy for them to lose them if you don't know. You just, you know, pull the tool like out here. They can just fall out if you're not careful. Also, like when you deploy the blade, I mean, this is a one-handed operational multi-tool, which means, you know, they called it free for a reason. So it supposedly should be usable one hand only. So you can deploy your blade like that, and you can close the blade like this. So basically, it's pretty simple, you know, one-handed operation. So unlock with the thumb, with the index you push it down, and you just, you know, take the blade into the closed position. So pretty easy. Also for the other tools, you just have to push with one hand like this. You pick the one you want this, it's like that, boom. You want to close it down, same thing. Same goes for you know, the other side over here. You just push the three tools up, you pick the one you want, and then you close the other one with one hand. To close them, you have to just rotate the tool on the other side, all right? So you're gonna have to use the thumb like this, and this has to go back this way, which is different than this one, you know? You have to do, I mean, similar but different, you know what I mean? Because this is on this side, all right? And this is on this side. So you have, you know, the detent over here, it's a magnet. So what keeps these tools in place is just a magnet on the inside. And so that creates like a nice snappy feeling, you know, when the tools are, you know, going down, it produces a nice feeling, a nice tactile feedback to your hand. It has like this haptic feeling, which is pretty fidgety, even if it's you know, like a war tool. I think this is pretty fidgety, and it's overall smooth, I have to say. You know, these tools are sliding pretty nicely. I used some nano oil to lubricate, you know, these tools, you know, to put some lube in between, because I don't see any washers. But guys, this is pretty smooth. So pretty nice job. The tip is pretty well deep, you know, buried down, so there's no way you're gonna be able to, you know, cut yourself. It's so super safe. And if you shake the tool, there's not really much rattling. Oh, a little bit over here, but it's well put together. I mean, it's pretty good. The lock release over here, it's well rounded and, you know, quite springy. It has some nice springy action over here, so it's the right amount of strength you need to, and you can do it with your thumb. So again, they put some thought when they were designing this one. I don't see any lock stick or any issues with this blade. There's no like free fall, there's no guillotine action, nothing. You're just gonna have this very nice detent suction magnetic field. So it's which again, it's producing a pleasant sound and a pleasant feel at the same time, and it's going to be also nice to look at. So this is why my wife gave this to me, and this is why she asked me to do like an in-depth review rather than just a quick overview. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.